Hey. Hey. Hey.
Ow! What?
We're on air.
Oh. Welcome to Throwback Thursday. Today's session of Throwback Thursday is about the 70s. The era of...
Oh, wow! Whoa! What is that? Oh, it's a Rubik's Cube! Oh my God! Hi, my name is Patrick, and today I'm going to be talking about inventions that were made in the 70s. Yeah, dude. First off in the list, we have disposable lighters that were invented October 25th, 1973. And we've also got things such as floppy disks, this thing that glows in the dark, and we've got Star Wars, R2-D2. On the 30th of March in 1975, we got push-through tops on soda cans. Yeah! And of course, let's not forget our friendly neighborhood VCR. And if motion picture isn't enough for you, we got our first video game.
Door stuck!
No, not that video game. Pong! Yeah! In 1972, an inventor and a chemist accidentally created a silly string. We've got sticky notes, making it easier for you to put notes on sticky areas. And finally, the last, but certainly not the least that we'll be covering in this documentary, the Walkman. Now you can listen to recordings of your favorite recordings. Yeah!
Dear son, I hate you and everything you have chosen to do with your miserable little life. You are a disgrace to my family as well as everything this beautiful world had to offer. I gave you all my fortune, yet all you decide to do with it is throw it all away and play video games. You amount to and will ever always amount to nothing. You are most likely the reason God is ashamed to look back at the human race. You are the reason I live to forget. The fact that I am dead and far away from your horrid existence is the only thing that can bring happiness in this never-ending torment you call being your father.
Thanks, Dad, and back to you, Fee and Mia.
The era of pet rocks, hippies, disco, rollerblades, lava lamps, Charlie Angels, Harrison Ford, and of course, Star Wars. Feels good time.
Not entirely. There were some unfortunate events that happened too. Remember the Watergate scandal?
Oh yeah, how can anyone not remember? It was one of the
Biggest scandal in U.S. history.
The scandal that began when two reporters, Bob Woodland and Carl Bernstein, dug deeper into investigating the cover-up of the burglary incident at the Watergate Hotel in 1972. The investigation led to the discovery of illegal activities in the White House such as blackmailing, hidden records, and slush funds. Consequently, this caused President Nixon to resign in order to avoid impeachment. They even made a movie about it called All the President's Men.
Them their jobs.
You guys are about to write a...
Just give him back the horse. It was a good horror.
Wow. New clothes? New place? Let's keep talking about the 70s. Can you believe it? Nixon would have been a great president if it wasn't for this whole scandal. Talk about some drama. Can you dig it?
Don't say that.
Okay.
Well, Nixon was the one who suggested Vietnamization, a plan to help strengthen the South Vietnamese forces, while U.S. forces were slowly taken out of combat and returned home. While it was questionable if the South Vietnamese could hold their own in the war, many U.S. citizens didn't want the country to be involved in this foreign affair. This is where we get the hippie culture and protests against U.S. involvement.
Politics aside, there is some depressing news from the music department too. Like the breakup of the Beatles and the death of Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. Poor guy had a heart attack and went sprawling in his bathroom in 1977. though some speculation indicate that the real cause might be because of drug overdose.
Everything has been so depressing so far. Let's brighten up the mood by talking to some lovely folks who've lived through the 70s.
What was it like during the 70s?
What was it like during the 70s? It's a big question.
Just the demonstrations to get out of Vietnam. That was the big event in the 70s, in the early 70s.
Obvious things like styles and attitudes were different. A lot more people smoked. I suppose things were in ways more liberal, in ways more conservative, probably more conservative when it came to things like, I don't know, politics and same-sex marriage and gender rights and whatnot, and more liberal when it came to, I don't know, I think marijuana use among youth was all-time high in the 1970s, unless I'm mistaken.
What is one important memory you have from the 70s?
One important memory from the 70s. I remember there were strange things that happened in the 70s. Like, I remember the gas lines. I believe that they were, that was in the 1970s during the gas crisis. I don't ever remember actually waiting in one of those lines, but I remember looking at lines that stretched around the block just to get into a gas station to have gas during the oil crisis, I think that's what it was called. And that was a strange experience.
What is one important memory you have from the 70s?
We were demonstrating in college against the Vietnam War. We actually closed down. We went banging on doors. I remember that very clearly. And we got the school to close down.
What was hip?
What was hip? Going to discos was hip at then. So I would probably say going to a disco, yes.
Daily life at that in the 70s?
Yeah.
Wake up, brush my teeth, get ready to go outside and be outside all day. It wasn't like today. People stay in the house and play video games and they don't get fresh air and sunshine. Back in those days, that's all we did was be outside.
Well, I still wonder what it would have been like to live back then.
Well, while we figure out how to time travel, that is it for today's session of Throwback Thursday. Remember to go on Twitter and hashtag Throwback Thursday. See you next time.
Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely. Nothing. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely. Nothing. Say it again, y'all. Look out.
All right.
What is